Unfortunately, what happened, I thought I was filming and finished it off and it wasn't filming it at all. So Daisy, what was that? So, there's a picture I'm going to put after this so that you'll be able to have a good look at it. But we made the coffin with the skeleton in. Little mouse I attached to this. All the books were handmade and everything, and the bottles and whatnot. Put a big rat on this side, a couple of skulls here with the main skull, the black cat. Yeah, some bones, some crossbones. Made this. But yeah, and a coffin with some bones in. So you'll be able to see that in the picture and you'll have a better view. And it did turn out pretty good. So I was thrilled with it. But that is now going up on the shop for sale. Right everyone, I'm going to decoupage this plate. I found the paper that I wanted on a napkin. I could hand paint it, but I can't be bothered. I can't. All I'm going to do, and all you have to do basically, is to peel this off if I can. Now, oh my god, I think I've done it. Now there's another one to do. I'm not sure if there's 3 on these little ones. Is there? I'm not sure. There probably is and I can't see. Don't know. We'll try it. Anyway, all I'm going to do is just to cut. I'm going to have this one here on there. So I just need to cut as wide as I can without disturbing the others. Now you might do yours differently, that's fine. But I'm just going to do mine like this. I'll just move that to one side, you see, and I just basically want a little pattern. You're probably going to cover it up anyway. But there you go. That's what happens. Now, I'm going to use the wood glue. Because paper is kind of woodish. It's made from wood. Isn't it? I'm just going to pop a lot on like that. Centerise that if I can. And push that in. To get all the creases out of it. And it's as easy as that. Now, don't worry about the scrag ends. They will come off. I don't want to get any creases in it if I can help it. And basically all you do for that, to get that off, is wet your finger and just wet round the edge of the tissue. And then you can just peel it off. Now if you let that dry, so we're going to allow that to dry. Again, you just keep pushing out any of the creases, and then once that's dried you just varnish it and it's as quick as that. I have been doing some creating miniatures, and I'm just going to sort this one out. because it's not finished yet, I've made a plunger. That can be a loo plunger, sink plunger, whatever else you need it to be. Sorry, I'll fix that in a minute. But I've painted it all white at the moment. I'm just going to fix that back on. So I just thought I'll show you what I've been doing. And move my little, I moved everything from the other room into here, because I work in the office sometimes. Now I've made some handles for doors, drawers and whatnot, and they can be cut to size. So I'll show you how I've done those. They're really, really easy, but I'm going to show you because some people are not, you know, who haven't done it before, may not know how to do it. It is easy. And we'll just cut a piece of wire. Take some, I use the flat nose ones because it's miniature, and this is half scale. Turn it once and you get that. Put that as far in as it'll go for the width that you want there. I mean, if you want your handle longer, you'd go there. So we'll do one that length. Lay it flat like that. And then you just cut it where you need it to be. And you can play around with them. Sometimes the wire bends itself, unfortunately. Just flatten it out. This you can sand down. Just get a file, which I've got here. And you just sand that down to what you want. Like that. Just be careful. And that's how you do your handles. Very easy. So now that one will join. And I've done a batch of them. And I also did it using some wider metal. And I don't have the other metal on me, but I used the wider metal. I have some in silver. And in this tub, and I shall share that with you now. Oops, that needs to go in the right pot. So we did some bigger ones, you know, for like, just to test it out. And then I did that kind which can be cut down. Oh, get out my cup. Oh, bum. So you have to be careful. Right, okay, so we can either keep them like that but trim this down if needed, or I can open them up more to a wider one and still trim that down. You know, for like trunks and things like that. So they're really easy to do, and just sit and do a batch one day and you'll always have some on hand. Do them different sizes. If you're doing a set you need for drawers, you don't normally have any more than 6 drawers unless it's a tall unit. So, you know, just do half a dozen of each size, and that way you've always got them on hand. It's just quick and easy to do, and you'll have a load ready. Now what I've been doing, and I'm going to show you now, is, let me just put that to one side. That needs to go in my jar. See, I've found a jar and put all the legs and that in that I have, so that, because I use them not just for legs, I do other things with them. Right, a little bit of wire there, bit of string back up there. Now, let me just put my big clip away. So I have a drawer. I have drawers for everything, but a drawer with clips in. So I did start out with just small clips, and they're in a tub, which should be in that one, but we did everything out. See, small clips like that, and I just had a little drawer, one of these, with them in like that. But because as you build your stack or your stash, you know, things change, don't they? And you end up with more than you, well, not more than you use, because I use just about everything I have at some point. Anyway, this is another one I do, the supports. Now, when I've, you know, let me find, see this bag, I'm just explaining to people, that's all my cut-offs. And then every now and again I'll sit and do a load of supports. So I go through the bag, all the little scraps, cut into supports, different size supports, because you never know what you're going to need. Then you've always got supports in, you know, ready to use. The other thing is brickworks as well. So I use these for bricks. So all the little bits that are cut off from that size to this. Again, when I'm cutting through there, I cut the supports off, and then if there's anything worth cutting into a brick, that gets left as well, ready for a brick. There really is. It keeps your stack down, but it helps you use up what you've got. The other thing is, another offcut, is I do have some canvas, genuine canvas. And so if I have a piece that big, or big enough to get a square out of it, I will make that. And I'm just going to share that with you, if I can. I do like to share so that people can see and how easy it is to do something. So you don't have to cut it, you know, don't have to measure and all of that. We don't do things like that. So, just to make a little canvas for a project. My glue gun's ready. Let me just pull my... and all you do is a little bit of glue there. Not right to the ends, just do it there. Fold that over. Same again here. Fold that over. Now, what I do, and that's just me, I will snip that like that. Let's pull that back to there. Make sure you can open it up. Right, and then just glue that again, just to there, like that. Same with the other side. You can do it that way, so you don't have to, you know, use your fingers so much if you've got painful hands. And then I just cut at a diagonal, like that. Because you don't glue down to the end just yet. You can go in and just give it a little bit of a snip. But that's fine if you're doing a small project for your canvas. That's perfectly fine. And I will be using that, but I also want to make a frame, so I'll be showing you how to do that as well. Now the other thing is, right, here's the plunger. Let me just get this going, because I used wood glue to glue it in, and then when I was painting it, I knocked the blooming thing out. I pulled it too tight. Right, so that now, it's got to be painted a different colour, of course. I just need to keep that as straight as possible. Where's my little scissors gone? Here we are. I can just see, I don't know if you can, that it's not quite straight there. No, that's fine, that'll do. I'm not fussing too much over it, because when you start fussing, it's too much. You end up going round and round, you end up with less than what you started with, and I don't want to do that. So, like I say, I'm just going to lay that like that. That's flat. I have sanded on the end as well, so that can now be repainted, which we'll do after. Move my paints out of the way. Now what I've done is I've made this pan, and I've made it from where's that paper? I brought it in, didn't I? You know, just thick card. Sorry, I thought I brought it in. It's just thick card. Cut the circle out, then glued around the edge of the, well, I did 2 pieces for the base, so 2 together so this could grip onto it. Then cut a strip out about 1 centimetre wide, glued it on, made it so the handle goes where the seam is. Now I have overlapped mine, but you don't have to. If you can get them just right, that's fine, but I didn't. And the handles had 1 coat, and this has had 2 coats, but I need to go over it once more. And of course I am going to go over it in wood glue as well, because wood glue will stiffen it up, and I have a perfectly good frying pan. And I'll show you, I'm going to put some food in that, make the food, I've got some food actually to go in it. The other thing are the cups. Now the cups were made exactly the same. Well, when I say exactly the same, I'll show you. Right, so I've got the card here. This is the card I used. Now, all you have to do, you don't even have to be straight with this, you know what I mean? Well, you do in the end, but I'm just going to say I'm going to do a mug. You need to cut it long enough that you can wrap it round twice. Now I do need my little mat here, so I'm just going to use a non-stick mat here. Okay, here we are. Here's my non-stick mat. I know that's not perfectly straight at all, but I'll cut that down. So then you need something, let's just say, I'm doing a mug. So let's do pick a pen. Something that's round. You can curve these by using your scissors, see? So that you've got it, it helps, breaks the fibre up and it helps you do this. So you need to put it on flat like that. Take your glue, which I'm using wood glue because it's come from wood, so it's going to stick, isn't it? Take a little toothpick. You don't need much, but you do need to make sure you've got that on there. Okay, then when you've done that, push just to where the flattest part is of the pen, and then you wrap that round twice. I do it twice because it's a decent, you know, it's quite thick. Once it's finished, it's thick and sturdy, and that's the bit you need, is the sturdiness. So then what I'm going to do is to cut that. Put some glue on there, quite a bit, you know, away from the end, about ½ an inch. Doesn't matter if you get it all over, wipe that off, that's fine, just hold that on. And there you go. You've got your cup. And then what you have to do is, obviously you need the base of that, so I'm just going to cut a base. Now again, I'm going to double mine, so, because I want it to be, you know, hold on to it. So I'm just going to do that. Fold that in half. That will dry perfectly alright. Then I'm going to take a little bit more glue. Put the glue around the edge. Like that. And then we sit that on there. Like that. And try and, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly round, but roundish. There you go. That's fine. And then put that to one side to dry. Now you can, at the same time, add your handle. So I'm just going to find where I put my handles, which I've just had. My handles on these just want painting. They're only painted once, but they need painting again. So I've got a little handle there. I'm just going to use my file. Just to file that down a little bit so it lays flat. That'll do. In the same glue, you just need to put some on there and on there. Turn your cup around. Now I'm doing this left-handed and I'm right-handed. Well, how silly. And you just hold that on there for a second or two. Now, let that dry. See, perfectly. Sorry, Joey. I've got Joey under my feet. His dad's doing the garden. He doesn't like the clippers. Sorry, Joey. Yeah, so he comes up and hides under my feet. Yeah, so, like I said, because I knew I was doing mugs, I made them so that they'll fit this particular mug. And I've put it on where the crease is. But we haven't finished with them yet, so I'm going to let that dry, because then what I do is I take the model paste, and as you can see, some of these have got it on and some haven't, and you can see the difference and size as well, but they're made the same. See, so I've made these, So I made a red, a blue and a yellow smaller mug. Oh, look, see what I've just done. Fine. They just need finishing off at the base, at the handles and that. And the base, each one, because the base needs finishing off underneath, like that's been done. That needs another coat. But they've come out okay. And they're great for miniatures. And then all of the others, there's a set there for a kitchen that I'm going to be doing. And then one I put a name on. You can decorate them, you can put, you know, decoupage them, you can do whatever you want once you've made them. And there's another one. But they're fun to make and they look good. And then what I've also done, besides the pan and the mugs and the this, now it's dry. Yeah, it's dry now. So that can be finished off. Is I made a little coffee pot. So there's the cup, the mug, and there's the coffee pot. And I did it exactly the same, except for I cut that at an angle instead of having it straight strip. I cut it at an angle, overlapped it, got the shape I wanted, added the longer handle, which needs to be painted now. This is a button, and then that's what you put. You can put a charm on or a bead and hang from a necklace, a little cap. And then I just made a tiny, just out of card. Took a piece of card like this. I'm just showing you because people want to see it. Took a piece of card, folded it in half because you have to have them the same. Otherwise your spout will be all cockeyed. So they're both level. And all I did is I snipped that section off like that. Did I do that one as well? No, I did it. That's all I did. So let me just show you on a mug. And it's not going on a mug, obviously. So that sat like that. Just glue it on like that and you end up with a spout. Okay? So you can curve that if you want. You know, I could put a little curve to that. I don't have to have it like that. That's better. So I could do that as a milk jug. So I could turn one of those into a milk jug. Which I probably will do. It's ended up as like a, similar to a heart. But like I say, nothing's hard until you're shown how to do it, and it makes it so much easier. And this was similar to the button that I had. I just put the button in upside down, but I could have put it that way because it's got a curvature to it. And then just stuck a bead in the top for that. So lots of ways you can do them. I'm going to keep that because I'll use that now. And like I say, it's not as hard as it looks. It's only hard when people don't share how they do it. Right, what am I going to do? Put that to one side because that's finished. That mug's finished. Paint, that's what I was looking for. I think we'll just do this one. Oh, I don't know. We'll just do it red. I always knew them as red plungers. Mine's a red plunger. My sink plunger is anyway, and this is like an orangey red. Yeah, so take my brush and just dry brush it on. I've already given it a coat of white. It usually ends up like a orangey red, isn't it, really? Oh, phone's shot up. That phone is driving me crazy. Not going to do anything with the inside. You're not going to see it when it's in place. It'll be glued down. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Because I don't know what colour I'm going to use when I do the room, the bathroom. So I'll be able to paint over it. But for now, if I want it in a sink, because I'm going to do another kitchen, it'll be in the sink area of a kitchen. And that's the plunger. I'll wait for that to dry before I finish the handle off. So I'm just going to stick that on there. So we've got this one dry now. So what I'm going to do... Where's my kitchen roll gone? Joey, have you had my kitchen roll? I'm only kidding, sweetie. Bless him. Poor bugger. Getting old now, them dogs. Stay there, stay there. No, you're coming out. Come in here then. So, now what I'm going to add is, move those back. That can go there. I'm just going to add some texture to it. I've got some left in here. I just need something to get it out with. So I just take a bit of that. And I'm just going to give it a coat of it. I do it because I like the chunkiness of it, and it's things were chunky back in the day, where they were, and apart from upstairs, if you were lucky enough to be the owner of a big property and your staff was downstairs, they had chunky, you had tiny, elegant. You just have to be careful of that handle. Yeah, you will find you'll need to put more glue on it, but I coat it all when this is dried using let me get rid of that. Sorry, using wood glue. I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush that's damp, just to smooth all of that down. Because I only put tiny dots of glue. Oh, look, see, it's come off. You have to be extremely careful with it. That just hardens it slightly and gives it texture, which is what I'm after. Don't worry about any of that, because that all gets cut off. So what I'm going to do now is and it smooths out that line. You see the line where we joined it? So that's great. You're not going to see that. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to do it before that dries, is to take some of the glue. Where's my little thing? Take some of the glue and I'm just going to drop some on that handle and then work that round. See, you work it on. And then bring that across here. Sorry about my phone, it does it all the time, it's constant. You can take the heaviness off it. See where it's gathered a lot there, just wipe it out. But that handle should be fine now. So we just leave that to dry. I can't do anything with that until that's all dried. And then I can start and paint it. Well, I could paint the inside actually, couldn't I? And give that a coat of white. You can do that. I didn't really want to touch it though. You've got to be careful with these miniatures. Or when you're doing miniatures, should I say. So, let's get the white. And that's why I put it on a piece of card, so that you can hold it and handle it. So just paint the inside, excuse me, white. You might want your cup to be all the same colour. I've seen a lot of miniaturists doing it this way. This is not something I've started or anything like that. I just, you know, miniaturists tend to find ways of doing it the easy way, to be honest. Just reshaping that a little bit. Right, so that's ready. I've included doing the bottom section as well. So apart from that, there's not really much more I can show you. Well, I probably could show you how to do that coffee pot, and I'll do a teapot and do it wider. But I did see, now, she's called, oh, bum, can't remember her name. Oh, I'll put it in the description when I've finished. This is not my idea. It's something I saw her do, and she got it from somebody else. So I'm just going to cut another strip. I'm not sure if this will fit. It should. You take a large bead, and that's got to be glued on. So I'm just going to glue this on. So there's the top of it, and there's the base. And I possibly should do it with hot glue, but I'm just going to see if I can do it this way to start with. Don't worry about anything, just follow it round. Like that. Now, I'm just going to hold that down. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it. Oh, what's happened to my glue gun? Oh, don't say you've gone and all. Oh, God. Oops, sorry. It fell out. So I'm just going to wrap that around. It looked easier than this. I did see this doing this. Right, so wrap that around. Okay, hang on, hang on. Just hang on, hang on, hang on. Right, so let me get that right. That's it, like that. I think I need to tighten that a little bit more. That's it, let me do that, hang on. Oh God, and sorry, I promise I'll write it in when I remember it. I can't, I watch that many people's videos. And I do. Don't worry about that, because it all gets pushed when you push the bead back through. See, like that. Oh my God. I had name on the tip of my tongue before. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the lady's name. She's a brilliant miniaturist. I'll think of it. I'll go back and find the video that I saw. I should be able to do it that way. Anyway, so far you just, and then what I would do is push it through. See, like that. Anyway. Right, okay, so we've got that. So I need to trim to make sure it's all level. Like that. So don't worry about that, that's fine. What does she do then? Oh, piece of wire. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. So she got a piece of wire. And she wrapped it around something that's round. So I'm going to do... I'm going to do that, I think. Yeah. So just find something that's small to do the cap, you know, the lid. Okay, so I've got, just stabbed myself. So we've got that. Oh, shut up, phone. Just pull that in and pull that in slightly. You're making the lid. See, like that. And then what you've got to do is you've got to glue that on top there. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to do mine with a little bit of... Don't worry about any glue being anywhere. So I'm not bothered about that hole in the middle there at all. And we're going to sand all of this down so it's all smooth. You've just got to make sure that that is even-ish. Like that. The bead was lopsided, so that's fine. Yeah. That's about right. Now, not sure if that one will fit. Yes, it will. So I'm just going to add some glue. And put that button back on. Like that. See? Now you can make churns like this, you know, milk churns and things like that. Don't worry about any of this. It's going to be filled in using the spackle paste and that. And then it'll be done. So now I also need to get a little bead for the top. I'm not sure what size I'm going to need. That'll do. That fits. It can be small or large, whatever I want it to be. Make sure the holes are either side. Actually, I'm going to make sure mine's at the top, because then I can fill it in. Like that. Just drop that in. Oh, it can go like that, it'll be fine. And then I need another little bit of wire, which I've got left from what I did the ring from. See, like that. And we just need to make a handle. Now, your teapot, or this is a kettle, so your kettle can be however you want it to be. I'm going to have a little arm coming out, and then a long arm going down. But one I can alter. So I don't need it any more than that. And I'm going to cut that arm shorter than that. Again, use my file. That helps to make it stick if it's flat. So I'm just going to share this with you. Hopefully we can do it that way. Oops. Fiddly. See? That's going to go on there. Now I'm going to lift mine up a little bit. It's too... where's my pliers? I need not lifting up a little bit. See? And then on top of that has got to be the spout. And the way to do the spout is to put that one on that I've already got. So I'm just going to use the handle in that section that we joined it and put the spout on. Whoops. Now that spout has to be straight like that, see? And then I'm just going to add a little bit more glue going down there and a little bit more glue going there and spread it out, but we're going to go over it with some spackle paste anyway, so it's going to be fine. So that's my spout. I'm going to have to sit that back and put this back on again. And then obviously I've got to put, I might just put it, to start with, a little bit of hot glue. Just to hold that on until I'm ready. See, like that? See the teapot at the kettle? But this all has to be filed and everything, so we'll leave it like that. I'm not going to file it, I don't think. I think what I'm going to do is spackle it. Right, that's dry. Now I can do the handle. So I'm just going to set that aside to, you know, dry. Now, I've got my little thing I need to make a frame for. Now what do I do? What am I going to do this? Brown. Yeah, I'm just going to do this in a brown colour. I'll do a watered down brown. Water it down on here. I can use that one, I suppose. I'm just going to, a little bit of brown, water that down. See how it looks better? And I think also, I'm just going to go over that to age it a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sink plunger or loo plunger, whichever you want. So let's have a look how the cup's doing, how the mug is doing. Yeah, it's not dried yet. This turns yellow when it dries, with it being wood glue. So I'm going to leave that for now, and I'll come back when these two have dried and we can move on to the next stage. Okay? Yeah. We just want to, I need to make sure that's going to stay on. I'll see you in a bit.